Hi, I'm Sean Gannon, and this is Minute Math. And today we're learning about mastering linear equations. In this video, we're first going to talk about one variable equations. Then we have a geometry word problem. Then we have a real-world rate model. Then we have a two-variable cost model. And lastly, we have a problem involving a candle height over time. And so, when you're ready, let's get started. A number decreased by 4 is equal to 12. Write and solve an equation. Well, first, we have some key words we're looking at. We have decreased, we have 4, our number, and we're equal to 12. And we're talking about some number here. So let's go see what each part means. A number, we don't know what it is, let's call it x, is decreased by, so we're taking x and we're taking some number away from it, by 4, so we have x minus 4. We're taking 4 from the x, and that is equal to 12. And so now we have an equation that we can solve. We have an x minus 4 on the left, and we need to get x by itself first. So first I want to do is add 4 to both sides. The opposite of subtraction is addition. 4's cancel. I have x by itself is equal to 12 plus 4, which is a 16. And so our equation was x minus 4 equals 12, and we solved it to get x equals 16. A rectangle's length is 5 units more than its width. The perimeter is 36 units. Find the dimensions. Okay, the perimeter formula is given as 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. And that's for a rectangle. Well, they tell us here that the perimeter is 36 units. P equals a 36. Its length, they tell us, is equal to 5 units more than its width. So our width here plus 5 units more than the width, is equal to the length. And now I can substitute the length here, w plus 5, in for L, and 36 in for P, and just have one variable, w, to solve for. So P is 36, is equal to 2, times L, a w plus 5, plus 2w. And now we can solve for, well, w here, our width. 36 is equal to, let's distribute this. 2 times w is a 2w, and 2 times 5 is a 10, plus 2w. We can subtract 10 to both sides of our equation here. 36 minus 10 is a 26, is equal to, and 2w plus 2w is a 4w. Now, to get w by itself, I divide by 4 to both sides of our equation. W is by itself, and 26 divided by 4 is a 6.5. And so our width here is a 6.5 units. Well, what about the length? Well, they tell us here that the length is our width plus 5. So our length is equal to our width, 6.5, plus 5 units. And so our length is 6.5 plus 5, which is an 11.5 units. So we have our width and our length right here. We have the dimensions of a rectangle at 6.5 units by 11.5 units. A taxi charges a $7 flat fee plus $2 per mile. If a trip costs $23, how many miles were driven? Let's see if we can make an equation for our scenario. We have a $7 flat fee. That doesn't change. It's just $7. Plus, they said $2 per mile. So we have $2 multiplied by how many miles the trip was. We don't know that. Let's give that the variable m. We're unsure what that value is. And they say the total trip cost $23. So this whole thing here is going to give us the cost, the total cost, and they told us it's $23. And so the final question is how many miles were driven? Well, if we solve for m here, we can get that answer. So right now, I'm going to subtract 7 to both sides of our equation. We have 2m is equal to 23 minus 7, which is a 16. Then from here, we have multiplication, 2 times m. So we divide 2 to both sides of the equation here, and m is equal to 8, because 16 divided by 2 is 8. And so our answer is 8 miles. That's how many miles were driven. If our cost is $23, we traveled a total of 8 miles. A phone plan costs $20 per month plus 10 cents per text. Write an equation to represent the cost C for M texts. Okay, so our cost C is equal, this is a total cost. Well, we have a fixed cost here of $20 per month. So we have 20 right there, that's a fixed cost. No variable attached to it, it's just there. And then we add the variable cost here, which is the price per text. And they tell us that is 10 cents, is 0.10, times the number of texts. We don't know what that is, but they told us that's a variable M. And there we have it. We have our equation that represents the cost of the phone plan. Our cost is equal to $20, the flat fee per month, plus 0.10, 10 cents per text, okay? And that's multiplied per text, M representing the number of texts. And that's the cost per month of having this phone plan. A candle starts at 12 inches and burns 1/3 an inch per hour. Write an equation for the height h after t hours. Okay, so our height h, we're going to figure out what is the height of the candle. It's changing over time. That is equal to, well, at the beginning, they tell us it has initial height of 12 inches. So we have 12 right there. Our initial height is 12 inches. Then we're burning 1/3 an inch per hour. So we're getting a shorter candle as time goes on. So we're just subtracting a rate of 1/3 an inch per hour. And they tell us here that t represents the number of hours that have gone by. So we multiply that by 1/3. And now we actually have our equation. Our height h, whatever it is of the candle, is equal to 12. The initial height starts at 12 inches minus the rate at which it's burning down per hour, 1/3 times t. And what kind of makes sense here is at 0 hours right at the beginning, if 0 was in for t, that would delete this whole thing, right? 0 times 1/3 is 0, and we still have a height of 12 inches, which we should have from our problem. So again, our equation is h equals 12 minus 1/3 times t. Let's recap what we've learned. In this video, we first started with a one variable equation. Then we had a geometry word problem. We had a real world rate model problem. Then we had two variable cost model problem. And lastly, we had a candle height over time problem. And I now leave you with a bonus problem. A vendor earns $12 per item sold, but pays a $60 rental fee. Write the profit equation and find the profit after selling 15 items. Let's see if you can do that one. I hope this video helped you master linear equations. And as always, thanks for watching.